Hi, Lift Readers. I'm Melissa Young with Lead Like a Lady, and today we're going to be talking about some of the values of our organization and how it extends to our daily lives. So I'm here with Kate Benesiak, who is the president of Lead Like a Lady, and Jenna Knox, who is our president-elect. I'll let them tell you a little bit more about themselves in a minute, but today we're talking about engagement and intimacy, which are two of our core values for Lead Like a Lady. So Kate, why don't you tell the readers a little bit about what you do outside of Lead Like a Lady and what engagement means to you?
Absolutely. So my name is Kate Benesiak. I'm president and CEO of Diversified Management Services, which is a nonprofit management or association management company here in Des Moines. When we talk about engagement, I think it's really, to me, almost the same as just investment. So when you think about what you're doing, you have to choose what you're going to get involved in and at what level you're going to do that at. So to me, when I think about what I'm going to do, I want to figure out exactly how I'm going to get engaged and how I'm going to invest my time in that organization. I don't want to just show up and think that I'm going to get something back. Instead, I want to figure out, how do I get my time, how do I get my talents to this organization so I can make sure that I'm getting the most return.
Yeah, that's really important. Jenna, why don't you tell our readers a little bit more about what you do outside Lead Like a Lady and what intimacy means to you?
Absolutely. So my name's Jenna Knox. I'm the Director of Strategic Partnerships and Development for Planned Parenthood of the Heartland. And intimacy professionally means to me making authentic connections. So I think that means leading with your why. So when I make a new relationship, whether it's in Lead Like a Lady or professionally, I always try to lead with my why, and then am curious to learn about other people's whys, and really try to make authentic connections in order to grow as a leader.
Yeah, it's really important when you're in that leadership position to be able to make those connections for sure.
Absolutely.
So Jenna, how does intimacy play out in your everyday life as a leader?
Definitely. So I strive for intimacy in my relationships in both my professional and personal lives. So I think today we are so connected. We are connected with all of our friends through Facebook and Instagram, and so many colleagues on LinkedIn and other networking platforms. But I think one thing that I strive for are those real personal connections that you get through being vulnerable. So that's extra hard for me. I mean, I think that in this world of social media where everything appears to be perfect, and especially being a woman, it's hard to fall sometimes. But I think those moments when I let myself talk about not only the good things that I do, but also the times that I cry, that I stumble, the areas that I need for improvement, that's when I find real vulnerability. And vulnerability is tough, but you have to be vulnerable in order to reach intimacy within your relationships.
Yeah. So Kate, how does engagement play out in your everyday life as a leader?
To me, when I think about what I'm going to become engaged in or what I'm going to invest my time in, I try to start by thinking small, because I get intimidated by the big, just walking in with all the people. So I try to figure out, what's a committee I can get involved with? Can I help the board with something? Is there a small project where I know I can give back my time and make some of those more intimate relationships that are one-on-one relationships where I can kind of get my feet wet and get going with things? And I always try to encourage people to do that as well. I think some of the best relationships you can make within an organization are just by raising your hand and getting involved and saying, hey, I think I could help out here. This is my talents. This is what I could do with my time. I think that's how some of us have formed relationships, and then ultimately from that, friendships that have helped us both professionally and personally along the way.
Yeah, it's so much easier to become friends with somebody or talk to somebody when you're in the middle of doing something rather than just being a passive kind of bystander.
100%.
So what advice would you give to other female leaders who are looking to maybe be a little bit more engaged in their lives?
So I think one of the things that you have to think about is, like I said before, and I know I'm kind of a broken record with this, but there's only so many hours in the day, and we need to stop pressuring ourselves to be the best at everything. So think about what you're passionate about, think about what you do well, think about where you connect well, and put your time and energy into just doing a few things really well. Make sure that where you're going to be, you can be present, you can be engaged, you can be making those intimate relationships, and then go from there. Just don't try to do it all so that you're doing a few things really well.
Great advice.
Say that over and over again. Don't try to do it all.
Yes, exactly. Jenna, what advice would you have for female leaders who are looking to live out intimacy more in their lives?
Absolutely. So I think number one, identify your why, be comfortable and confident in your why, and wear it proudly every day. Knowing that you may not make everyone happy with your why or your choices, and as women that's hard, but that is okay. And then I think being able to be vulnerable and being authentic. Again, something that maybe, you know, society has taught us we should always be on, we should always be perfect, we should always be doing everything for everyone. But being able to feel comfortable, confident, and being vulnerable and authentic in your connections, and then being curious about others, and learning about other people's whys to make those real intimate relationships. And I think that goes in all directions. That goes, you know, not only for the connections that we make with our peer groups, but also when you're leading a team, or, you know, connecting with a mentor. I think all of these tips will lead you to more intimate relationships.
Yes, definitely great advice, and thank you both for taking the time to chat with me today. I know this conversation was really interesting to me, just to see the kind of commonalities that we share, and I hope the conversation was great for you too, Lift readers, and we will talk to you soon.